Hi, this video is called Why Your Business Needs a YouTube Channel from Online Growth Ladder. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the challenges we have as a small business in increasing our online traffic. I'm also going to look at some of the options that are typically presented to us as a solution to that traffic. And then in a moment, I'm going to talk about why we should be considering YouTube in our online marketing strategy. So all businesses now are effectively online businesses. It doesn't matter even really whether you're a bricks and mortar or a traditional bricks and mortar business. You're going to be conducting some part of your business online these days. You might be a consultant trying to promote your services. You may have new services that you're trying to promote online as well. You may have created a training course, for example. You might have an e-commerce site, or you might have an Amazon site or something like that. Every business now has become an online business, and everybody needs traffic either to their website or whatever their online business is, in fact. So what are the options we're given quite often then when we're looking at increasing our website traffic or our traffic to our online business? So typically it falls into sort of three broad categories, or three main options that you're given. Or if you do the research, you look on YouTube and you do all your research on the web, these are the sort of three main options that you're presented with, really. And I've done this basically when I've been when I did my first online course. And the first one that people say is, you've got to create a blog. So you create a blog, you build an audience of devoted followers, you promote it on social media, you write guest blogs on other people's blogs, ones that are successful, and then you get lots of love, and that increases the number of visitors to your blog site, etc. And you build the content, and of course it's all searchable for search engine optimization, etc., etc. So that's the first one. So creating a blog is a really common way of attempting to increase our traffic. Another one we're often presented with is search engine optimization, or SEO. It's really common, and obviously it's not really a given. You need to be doing SEO if you've got a website. In fact, so you need to be, if you've got a local business, then you need to be making sure that you can be found easily in local SEO. You need to make sure that all of your web pages have all your proper technical SEO correct, that your descriptions and your meta tags and all of that Google juice is basically all within your pages and is all set up correctly, basically. And that's all hygiene, really. That's all SEO hygiene, really. And then there's another strategy where you start to build out content SEO, and you start to build knowledge bases and FAQs, and it sort of builds up on top of your blog as well. And then finally, we've got the third category is all about advertising. So you've got paid search advertising, such as Google ads and AdWords, that sort of thing. And then you've got social media ads like Facebook ads and Instagram ads, etc. And all of these strategies are good strategies, right? And they're tried and tested, and thousands and thousands of people are making a success of these strategies. But they're not easy strategies, okay? And there's a lot of drawbacks in each one of the strategies, and you've got to make sure that the return on your investment in terms of time and money is really worth it for the traffic that you're getting as a result of the effort that you've put in. And don't forget also that quite often when you've got an online business, or you've got a new online venture, say you've got an online training course that you've built, or you're trying to promote a new service or something that you're doing, you're trying to promote it online, then you're literally starting with zero visitors to your website sometimes. I mean, every single website starts with 0 visitors, right? So you've got to make sure that you're really putting all of your efforts in. In the right places. So it's really hard. You've got 0 subscribers, you've got your 0 traffic. It's quite demoralizing at the start. So you really need to be making sure that you're getting the return for your investment. So let's just have a quicker look at the blog approach then. So, obviously it sounds really great, right? You create your blog, you build an audience, and you use the social media, you push it around the social media, you write on guest blogs, on all that sort of thing. But the reality is it's really hard. This, I've done this myself actually. It's really, really hard. I'm actually pretty good at writing content and all that sort of thing. And it was taking me, and I was writing my blog posts, it was taking me a minimum of 2 days to write a decent blog post. Typically you're meant to be writing, somewhere between a couple of thousand words to make all the SEO juice work, etc. It's really hard to be writing that sort of content and getting effective at it. Okay, I was probably only a beginner at it or whatever. So what am I going to get that to? Am I going to get that to a day a week? That's still a full solid day writing content. You've got to plan all that content out. So I think it's a really hard thing to do, to write blog posts, and does it get the return in terms of the visitors to the website that you get, and how long does it take? Is it worth the investment that you're going to put in terms of time and effort in terms of visitors to your site? So what about SEO then? So search engine optimization. So, this is a given actually. So, as I said before, you need your local SEO set up if you've got a local business. You need that set up. That's hygiene really. You need the technical SEO set up on your website pages. So you've got to do that before as you're going along and creating content for your site. By all means, create content for your additional content such as knowledge bases and FAQs and all this sort of thing, and build all of that out. But if you're going to do that yourself, again, that's creating content for yourself. That's going to take quite a lot of effort from your part to do that. And also the other factor is that SEO takes a very, very long time to have an impact. You've really got to get into understanding the technicalities of what SEO is. You've got to understand keywords, short tail keywords, long tail keywords. You've got to understand that. It's an important area to know anyway. But in terms of the results that you get back and the time that you invest, it does take a really long time. We're talking, at least 6 months sometimes to get a return on your SEO, all of your efforts. So it's actually quite soul destroying to actually do a load of work and then have to sit around and wait for 6 months to get any, to wait for your visitors to arrive. And sometimes it takes even longer than that. And you can outsource it, of course, but that's again, you're spending money there. At minimum, you've got to spend really to be in the game to get a decent SEO company to work on your website is probably $1,000 a month. And that's probably not even to create the content, etc. So that's the entry level really to get in to really work on your SEO campaigns, etc. And for most small businesses, certainly if you're starting out, building an online course or something, that's just not a cost that you can meet, certainly at the start. And so we come to advertising. Now this is a tried and tested approach. You've got paid search advertising with Google ads and AdWords, etc. And you've got social media ads, particularly Facebook and Instagram. It depends on really what you're trying to do. The problem with Facebook ads or any of these sort of ads is that you've got challenges. Is it in the right? If you're a business, for example, is Facebook the right platform really for you to be spending your ads? And it feels like when you're spending money on advertising that you've also got to learn the process. You've got to learn what works, and it seems like you've got to spend a lot of money to actually to build up that knowledge, to build up what works. And again, if you can outsource it, and a lot of the gurus say, oh, it's all right, you only need to spend $5 a day, and you start off small and you build it up, and you sort of think, well, okay, but $5 a day, that's still quite a lot of money over several months. Is it really $5 a day? I don't know whether it is for actual advertising to get the users, the visitors to your site. And are they really warm visitors? Are they what sort of visitors are they getting? You're getting them, from a Facebook environment where people are sort of looking for fun and to catch up on their friends, and then you're trying to move them over into a buying scenario or sort of some other call to action. So it's definitely a strategy that works, but over the long time, you've got to have a chunk of money really to invest in using it properly. And again, for me, I think it really starts to sort of it's not really a viable alternative or a viable return on my investment, certainly at the start of an online venture that I'm working on. So let's look at YouTube now then. So you really should be considering this in your online marketing strategy. I mean, Google owns YouTube. Google's the largest search engine and YouTube's the second largest. And every day 2 billion users watch 1 billion hours of YouTube videos every single day. So it's a huge, huge audience. Over recent years, Google has been targeting YouTube and video much more heavily than it was. Now, YouTube's been around for a long time. I think it was at 2005 it came out, or when YouTube when Google bought it. So it's not a new thing. But if you've dismissed YouTube and sort of think it's for kids, doing stupid stunts and for all these sort of YouTubers and these vloggers, all that sort of thing, it's not just for that. It is used for commerce now. So it really is worth considering for your business. So it really is worth another look at it. And if you hadn't noticed that Google now loves video, and it's starting to rank. It ranks now video really high in its search results, and there's several places where it ranks its search results, that is video search results these days, and it's increasingly going to focus more and more in the coming months and years, going to focus more and more on video. Okay, so let's have a look now at how Google is letting video appear in the search results now then. So you can see here we're just searching for a simple term SEO tutorial. You can see at the top here we've got all of these adverts here, and then literally the second item after the adverts is the video carousel. And you might have noticed this in your searching around on Google these days. So you can see here, I think this carousel runs to about 10 or so videos within the carousel, and you've got all sorts of different content in here. So that's the first area where video shows up in the Google search results, and then the second area is in the videos. So all of those videos also appear in the video search results here. So we've got all this real estate basically for YouTube videos. You can see that some of these, or quite a lot of these, are hosted on YouTube itself, or you can find these on YouTube. These are the ones that are probably hosted on their own platforms. But you can see here, look, all of these are YouTube videos. And then if we flip over to YouTube itself, and put in the same term, SEO tutorial, you can see here what all of the video search results are in here for those YouTube for that search term. You can see there's endless video. You can see that most of these are businesses, or all of them are businesses. I mean, I'm sure this guy here, he's got a lot of views. I'm sure he's got some sort of business, some sort of business around YouTube or online marketing or something. And obviously you've got Neil Patel here. He's quite a big YouTube star. So that's YouTube as well. So what's really interesting as well is if you look at who these the sort of top ranked courses on here, the top ranked videos on here, you'll also see that if you go back to the carousel here, then you'll see that actually these are also the same videos that are appearing in here. So if you look here, the SEO full course here in 9 hours, that is actually appearing in here in the video carousel here. So what that means is if you rank here high for this search term in YouTube, then you can also rank for Google right at the top of their search rankings as well. And I don't know whether you knew that, but that's actually a really important really important for your content marketing. And it's also those videos also appear in the videos section as well. So if we see what these videos are here, you'll see that these videos are also appearing in the videos section here. Yeah, they're the same. They're basically the same videos that we've got on YouTube. There's a few little differences, but most of them are the same video. So what I'm saying is if you rank high in YouTube, then Google takes that ranking over and it takes that video over, it takes it over into Google, and it ranks it not only in the normal search, the sort of text-based search in terms of the video carousel, but it also puts it high in their video searching as well. And I think you'll agree that's really, really powerful when you're creating your videos, because what it means is that obviously you can search, you can get to the top of YouTube, then that means you can get to the top of Google. So what does YouTube want? So what does Google want to rank your YouTube videos at the top of Google then? Well, it's quite simple really. Obviously Google owns YouTube, and Google's all about selling advertising, and YouTube's all about selling advertising. So the more content, or the more video content that it puts at the top of Google, then the more ad revenue, the more advertisements that are shown, the more video content that is shown in Google. And so it's sort of a win-win situation for Google really. So this isn't SEO in the traditional sense. SEO is all about ranking websites at the top of Google. This isn't SEO in that sort of sense. So this actually, but SEO and ranking websites at the top of Google, that actually takes takes traffic away from Google, and it takes it off to a website. But what Google's trying to do obviously is trying to keep the content all within the sort of Google universe, if you like. So if it takes it off to a YouTube video, then it's keeping it within YouTube, within the sort of Google family, if you like. And that's why you're getting Google really pushing the video and making sure that it's ranking really high in the Google rankings. Okay, so hopefully that's been really helpful for you to get a really good insight into how you can start to use YouTube for your online marketing and make it part of your overall strategy. So I'm creating lots of content of this sort of type about YouTube for small business, and sharing my experiences and my challenges and my successes as well. And you can subscribe by clicking on the button below. You can click on the bell as well if you want to get you'll get alerted when I create new videos. Okay, so the next video is about why YouTube is really good at getting warm traffic to your website, and how you can utilize that, and getting people that are essentially in buying mode. So I'll see you in the next video.